finishing up finals week this week. I think the guys are all in good shape. Got a chance to have another great semester. Our team, in my 8 years here at Auburn, we've been perfect in our APR, academic performance rating, 6 or 7 of those years. And our team GPA is north of a 3.0, and guys have done a really good job. Auburn's done a phenomenal job helping our guys make progress towards their degrees and graduate. And we've graduated more than anybody in our league over the last 8 years. And it just takes a tremendous effort and commitment from our student athletes and our coaches, but the Auburn faculty and the resources the department offers our student athletes to help them compete in the classroom is just, it's worth thanking and commending. At the same time, we're getting ready for Memphis. Memphis, I would say, is probably the toughest so far. It would be St. Louis or Northwestern. I think Memphis just older. 7 or 8 seniors out there. Several of them are fifth-year guys. Many have been at Memphis for a long time, kind of paid their dues, and now getting opportunities to star. Picked second in the league behind Houston. Houston's number 1 in the country. Memphis looks at Houston as their benchmark. That's who they compete with for. Those are the 2 elite programs in the American Conference, and so obviously playing in the FedEx Forum, playing in a pro town. Memphis is Tiger Town. They enjoy tremendous support. It's a big time program. Penny Hardaway's done a great job. He could coach at a high level and recruits at a very high level. So they got really good experienced team. And then what they've done is through the transfer portal, they added the American Conference Player of the Year in Kendrick Davis, a point guard, scoring guard. He's just a great scorer, and you add him to a veteran backcourt with Lomax, and it's a talented team. Their defense is better than their offense, like us. They really turn you over. Lomax is averaging 4 steals in the last 5 games. So we would expect pressure, full court, run and jump, things that'll kind of try to disrupt us a little bit. And we'll have to do a good job of taking care of the basketball against Memphis. So really good opportunity. The event in Atlanta is an outstanding event. Chris Williams has organized this event the last couple of years. We've been in it. It's been great for us to get over there and get neutral site competition against Memphis a couple of years ago, Nebraska last year, Memphis again this year, and then I don't know that the game next year has been official, but we think there's a pretty good chance we're going to get a big time opponent there next year as well. I don't think it's been announced yet, but so opportunity for our fans in Atlanta to come over there and see us play. And I do know that Auburn has sold its allotment, but the Ticketmaster is helping run the event, and I do know that our fans can still go online and get tickets from Ticketmaster.
Tobias?
Good afternoon, Bruce. When you just look at where Alan Flanagan is, he got to start the other day. Where do you just see him as he continues to evolve?
Alan's in a great place right now. He's in a great place. He's healthy. He's been patient. His productivity is the best it's been in his career. He's shooting good percentages. Assist-turnover ratio is in a good place. He's defending multiple positions. He's in a really, really good spot right now. And I would think that as competition continues to get tougher, what you'll see is our best players will be the ones who are able to have success when everybody gets more challenged. And I would anticipate that Alan Flanagan is one of those guys, for sure.
Nathan?
There's long break for y'all from the last game to this, and how important
was that before this sort of stretch run of non-conference?
You know, a part of it was done because of finals, and we've always, if you guys look back at our scheduling model, this has always sort of been the case. We try to really be respectful of study days, really be respectful we can of final schedule, and so that's why the Colgate game was on a Friday, not a Saturday. It's why we didn't play all week long, to let the kids focus on their academics, and I think also it does when you can send messages. And so you can't always do it, but I've been able to send messages to our players that academics are a priority. And here's an example. We're off for 9 days. Now, when I say we're off, we did take, of those 9 days, we did have 3 hard days off, which is good. Long season. But now coming back to practice, yesterday was a full contact day. Today will be a full contact day. Again, we got to let the guys play a little bit. And then tomorrow will be really light, and we'll head over there tomorrow.
Defensively through 8 games, I mean, where do you think this team stacks up to maybe teams you had at Tennessee or even past teams at Auburn? I mean, across the board, analytically, you're top 5 in the country so far.
Yeah, I think like the record and defensive analytics, I think it has something to do with the quality of our schedule. I think Mike Burgermaster, who helped me build the schedule, did a really good job in the sense that, you know, we knew we were going to have some, some shoes to fill, and so as a result, you wanted to play a challenging enough schedule, but not one that could overwhelm you. And I think you've seen some teams around the country that have actually played some overwhelming schedules, just can't get the kids any kind of confidence. So there's been a good balance. I would say that our kids have been excited about playing defense. I think they recognize that defense has got to carry us. They've not taken many possessions off, and we spend a lot of time on the defense and on game plans and preparation. When we go up against more talented people and they break our defense down, how do we then, are we able to continue to respond? Because of the way we extend and pressure, we do drive people into shot blocking situations, which then can expose your backside rebounding. And as long as we continue to challenge shots and get our backside rebounds, that combination, I think, can allow us to continue to be a really good defensive team. But I'd say just now, because of the competition, it's too early to say where this team is going to rank. But their commitment to it has been really solid. And there's a lot. The thing about defense is there's so much, especially for young players. Like the biggest transition for Trey and for Janai, for Yo, and for Chance has been on the defensive end. They've had plenty of challenges offensively transitioning, but that's usually an easier transition.
Bruce, you talked about Memphis expecting them to pressure a lot. How do you think the times you guys have been pressured so far this year, especially like Wendell in the backcourt, how they've handled it, and how big is that going to be in this game?
It'll be big. Wendell being able to pass out of double teams will be important because they're going to double him, and we've got great spacing in our offense, so we should be able to handle it. And the plan is to always attack pressure when you can.
Mark Murphy.
Bruce, what do you think is a realistic field goal percentage this roster, as you have it this year, should be shooting for a game to win games?
I couldn't even tell you what our number. What are we shooting right now? I mean, I don't even know.
Low 40s. I think.
Low 40s. Well, that's not where it should be. We should be, higher than that. But I think as long as we attack in numbers and attack in advantage disadvantage situations, and then when our secondary or fast breaker secondary breaks down, do we run something, regardless of what it is? And then my job is to try to get us good shots, and I'm okay with some of the shots that we're getting. I thought the last game or two, I thought we made some better decisions, turned down some bad shots. Hope that continues. But I think we got to do a better job of finishing the shots we're getting. I think we're getting pretty good looks, particularly on the inside. We should shoot it better, and we've got to shoot it better from the foul line. You can't keep shooting if we're in the high 60s right now, I believe. That's not going to translate to being able to win championships. You've got to be a great free throw shooting team to win championships, and we're not right now. So all of our shooting percentages need to increase.
All right, we'll take 3 more.
And that'll be really hard to do against Memphis because that's where they hang their hat. I mean, Memphis has got great defensive analytical numbers. They turn you over. They score from their defense. So it'll be our offense will be challenged.
Bruce, as you've built your program, players from Atlanta have played a huge role in that. How important is it to have a presence over there in things like this game this weekend to be playing there?
Well, Atlanta's been great to us, and part of my desire to support this tournament was to be able to continue to take our team to Atlanta. The crowds that have been at State Farm have been impressive for Auburn, and recruits definitely and their families take notice. Our players going back there will be knowing, our Atlanta players particularly going home will appreciate that. And then just from another standpoint, supporting a college basketball tournament in Atlanta. The SEC tournament's not there anymore like it was for years. Although the Atlanta is a hotbed for high school basketball and tournaments and prep school basketball tournaments, in college basketball, prior to this, there really hasn't been, like that's where people go for events. And so when Chris Williams and his group started to put this together, and I wanted to support it because it was regionally made sense for us, recruiting made sense for us, but the only way it was going to go over is if the best teams in the region participated in it.
Tobias.
Well, you kind of answered part of my question, but I'll go a little further with that. Just overall, when you talk about Atlanta, the recruiting, and then just Auburn in general, what it means there, how important is it for you guys to, not just the game, but to have events there, presence there, just moments there for fans to connect?
Well, I think again, Atlanta has been a really important area for us. Auburn athletics, Georgia, and the fact that our kids are coming here, graduating. We've got in the last, we have 5, guys get drafted from Atlanta. Chuma and Isaac and JT and Sharif, Jabari and Walker. So 6 guys just since 2019 have been drafted from Atlanta, and those guys, almost all those guys won championships at Auburn. That's significant.
Last question for
Bruce, Yohan, first few weeks of his college career, how do you feel like he's done in the transition? I know the last game was a pretty big one for him.
I have, Trey Donaldson and Chance Westry and Yohan are all really good freshmen. And I have high expectations for all of them. Some are getting more opportunity right now than others. For example, Trey is the last couple games with Chance coming back. I've made the decision to give Chance some rotation at 1. Trey did not lose that. There wasn't a battle. I mean, Trey we play well with Trey on the floor. I've got great confidence in Trey. Chance was one of our best guards this summer. And I kind of made the decision, he could have played 1, 2, or 3. You guys all knew that we talked about that. But I think that we need, for example, Alan Flanagan and Chris Moore's physicality and toughness at the 3. We need KD and Zepp's experience at the 2. And so it really kind of moved Chance into that position. So Trey's been put in a tough spot, but he's been fantastic. He's been great in practice. And, we just happen to be a lot deeper at that position. Chance missed the fall and the surgery. And you could see you could see moments, but you also could see him, thinking about what he's supposed to do and where he's supposed to be and so on and so forth, offensively and defensively. He just needs more repetitions to get more comfortable, and when he does, you can't. Yo's going from playing high school as a more of an inside player in high school to now the best position at Auburn is our point forward position, that 4-man. And I mean, he's been asked to do things inside and out, offensively, defensively, that are so different than what he was doing in high school. For his development long term, this is great, but it doesn't allow him to be able to be as productive. If I just played him at center and played him as a stretch 5, he'd be much more comfortable, particularly offensively. So I'm really pleased with all my freshmen. They all can and need to play better for us to be the best team we could possibly be. And the learning curve needs to start to, slow down a little bit, and they need to start to perform. And that'll be a key to where we go from here.
Thanks, Coach.
One of the keys.
Appreciate it.